What if I told you that in 18th century France, something was stalking the countryside, leaving behind mutilated bodies and terrorizing an entire region? Welcome back to my channel, History Buffs. Today, we're diving into one of history's most chilling unsolved mysteries, the Beasts of Gévaudan. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're about to uncover a tale that's part history, part horror, and completely true. Picture this. It's 1764, and we're in the remote mountainous region of Gévaudan in south-central France. This area, now part of the Lozère department, was sparsely populated, covered in dense forests, and home to shepherds, farmers, and small villages scattered across the rugged terrain. Our story begins on June 1, 1764, near the village of Les Hubats. A young woman named Jean Boulette was tending to her cattle when something attacked her. But here's the thing, she survived, and her description of the creature would send chills down anyone's spine. According to eyewitness accounts, this wasn't your ordinary wolf. Survivors described a creature the size of a small cow, with reddish-brown fur, a massive head, small pointed ears, and a mouth filled with enormous teeth. Some said it had a stripe down its back and could leap incredible distances. Word of this mysterious beast spread like wildfire through the region. Within weeks, more attacks followed. But these weren't random animal attacks, there was something almost calculated about them, something that defied explanation. Here's where it gets really weird, folks. Unlike typical wolf attacks, the beast seemed to prefer human victims over livestock. It would often attack the head and neck area, sometimes decapitating its victims entirely. Even stranger. It seemed to show a preference for women and children. By the end of 1764, the death toll was mounting. Official records suggest that between 1764 and 1767, the beast killed between 80 to 113 people, with many more wounded. But some historians believe the actual number could be much higher. The local population was in absolute panic. People stopped traveling alone, children were kept indoors, and armed groups began patrolling the countryside. The normal rhythm of rural life came to a complete standstill. The situation became so severe that it caught the attention of King Louis XV himself. The royal court couldn't ignore the fact that an entire region of France was being terrorized by an unknown creature. In February 1765, the king sent Captain Jean-Baptiste Duhamel with a company of dragoons to hunt down the beast. Armed with the best weapons and hunting dogs available, they scoured the countryside for months. Despite their efforts, Duhamel's men failed to capture or kill the creature. In fact, attacks continued during their presence, making the whole situation even more embarrassing for the royal authorities. Frustrated by Duhamel's failure, King Louis XV sent his personal gun-bearer and wolf hunter, Fernand Antoine, along with his son. These guys were the elite, the best hunters in all of France. On September 21, 1765, Antoine shot and killed a large wolf near the Abbey of Chazes. The creature was enormous, much larger than a normal wolf. Antoine declared the beast dead, and the attacks stopped. For a while. The wolf's body was stuffed and sent to Versailles, where it was displayed at court. King Louis XV was satisfied, Antoine was rewarded, and everyone thought the nightmare was over. But they were wrong. In December 1765, just months after Antoine's supposed victory, the attacks resumed with a vengeance. The creature was back, and it seemed angrier than ever. The people of Gévaudan realized their nightmare wasn't over. This is where our story takes another turn. Enter Jean Chastel, a local hunter and farmer who knew these mountains like the back of his hand. Unlike the royal hunters, Chastel understood the local terrain and the local legends. On June 19, 1767, Chastel joined a large hunting party organized by the Marquis d'Apcher. As the hunters spread across the Saône d'Auvers, Chastel positioned himself on the slope of Mont Mouchet. According to legend, as Chastel sat reading his prayer book, the beast appeared before him. Calmly, he put down his book, took aim with his rifle, reportedly loaded with blessed silver bullets, and fired a single shot that killed the creature instantly. The dead creature was unlike anything the hunters had ever seen. It was enormous, with unusual coloring and features that didn't match any known animal. When they cut it open, they found human remains in its stomach. So what was the Beast of Gévaudan? Over the centuries, theories have ranged from an unusually large wolf to a hyena that escaped from a traveling menagerie, to a lion, to some kind of prehistoric survivor. Some modern researchers have proposed that the beast was actually a human serial killer using an animal as a cover, or working in conjunction with trained animals. The calculated nature of the attacks does seem almost human in its cunning. Of course, cryptozoologists suggest the beast might have been an unknown species, perhaps a surviving population of prehistoric wolves or some kind of wolf-dog hybrid that had reverted to wild behavior. Regardless of what it actually was, the Beast of Gévaudan left an indelible mark on French history and culture. It inspired countless books, movies, and legends that persist to this day. Even today, researchers continue to investigate this mystery. DNA analysis of museum specimens, historical document research, and archaeological investigations in the region continue to yield new clues about what might have terrorized Gévaudan. The Beast of Gévaudan remains one of history's great unsolved mysteries. It represents our primal fears of the unknown, the wild, and the things that lurk in the darkness beyond our understanding. Nearly 260 years later, we still don't have a definitive answer about what the beast really was. And maybe that's what makes this story so compelling. It reminds us that even in our modern world, some mysteries remain unsolved. What do you think the Beast of Gévaudan really was? Drop your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more historical mysteries. Next week, we'll be exploring another unsolved mystery from the past, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss it.